Kingdom is the most disappointing video game Nintendo has released in the past 20 years. Oh, you don't know what it's like to be a Paper Mario fan. You really don't understand us, okay? I get it, Zelda's fanbase is much more bigger than Paper Mario's fanbase. But most people liked Tears of the Kingdom. Most people didn't think Tears of the Kingdom was a disappointing game. Yes, there were people who probably thought it didn't live up to the hype of, it got, but at least Tears of the Kingdom is still a Zelda game. You know what I'm going through with this video, okay? Sticker style. Every time I see one of these threads, it's just... These guys have not lived through what Paper Mario fans had to go through with sticker style, with color splash, with paper jam. All a slap in the face to us old Paper Mario fans, okay? Origami King, I believe, was a step in the right direction. Yes, gameplay was very strange. I like the fact that they innovated the gameplay. It was kind of tedious at the end, but the bosses were very fun. The best part of Paper Mario Origami King were the boss battles, okay? They were interesting. They were unique. Even though they were just, pair of scissors, elementals, or even the boss King Ali, the bosses were very fun. I loved the bosses of Paper Mario the Origami King. Okay, but... Okay, back to 2012. Okay, Nintendo released a Paper Mario game for the 3DS. Finally, I could play Paper Mario wherever we go. Oh, it's sticker style. Okay, the immense disappointment sticker style has put on us Paper Mario fans. Okay, the immense disappointment Nintendo has given us compared to Super Paper Mario, which has one of the most in-depth Mario stories in all of Mario games. Probably had the best story of any Mario game in history. Okay, and then you have sticker style, the same old bland story about Bowser kidnapping Peach, and blah blah blah. We don't need more of that plot. Okay, that should be restrained to the older Mario games. Okay, you know what's funny? The Mario movie had a better story and plot line than sticker style. Okay. That's how embarrassing sticker style is, okay? And that's bad. And the Mario movie mostly has a pretty unique plot line compared to the average Mario game. Okay, where Peach actually stands up to Bowser, and Peach actually had to submit to Bowser because she's all alone with just one Toad. Toad because the Toad army, the Toads, they're not gonna fight. but Mario movie story is much more interesting than sticker style or color splash's story or paper jam's story. Okay, these games do not really, Paper Mario sticker style story was so boring and unengaging and uninteresting that I stopped caring. Okay, most people stopped caring. Okay, I bet people who played Tears of the Kingdom, at least they liked the story. Okay, at least they probably said, yeah, this Tears of the Kingdom story is still it's still pretty good. It's still a top quality, top notch story of the Zelda franchise if you compare it to sticker style. Okay, and we can go even forward with 3DS games. Chibi Robo Zip Razz. Okay, and the Chibi Robo DS games were a departure from the original Chibi Robo game. Why did Nintendo give Chibi Robo on the Wii? Open world game on the Wii, right? Like, the first Chibi Robo game was very unique. Okay, Nintendo did not give that IP a chance. Okay, I have the original Chibi Robo game for the GameCube. I remember playing it when I was a child and had a lot of fun with it. Okay, Nintendo just ruined that series, and that's why I don't think Chibi Robo is a good franchise, because the DS game sucked. Okay, I didn't like the DS game. It was like, why? Okay, you're fighting plants in the park for some reason instead of being, fighting. The whole fun of Chibi Robo was going through the house, going around the house, collecting things or doing things. Zip Razz was even a bigger departure from the first Chibi Robo, being a 2D platformer. Okay, and it's just the immeasurable disappointment from each entry to each entry. Or you can go to Gates to Infinity. Gates to Infinity and Super Mystery Dungeon are immense disappointments compared to Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explores the Sky, Darkness, and Time. and especially and even the original Rescue Team games have a better games than these. For example, in Super Mystery Dungeon, they added all of these very complicated mechanics to the game, like rubrics. Like, what? I don't like the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games were not that difficult. Okay, they were not super complicated. Okay, but they were trying to make the game so complicated. Okay, and then they removed the ability to recruit Pokemon, which means you couldn't nickname Pokemon, which means I couldn't nickname my Pokemon weird names or just random names in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon anymore. Okay, there were some disappointments in the Mystery Dungeon remake, but it isn't. It's a massive improvement over Super Mystery Dungeon and Gates to Infinity. Those two games, I think, are more disappointing than Tears of the Kingdom. And I have never even touched Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild. Okay, I played Breath of the Wild once for YouTube. That's it. That's the only time I've ever touched Breath of the Wild. Okay, the only time I ever touched that game was for YouTube, for some 1,000 subscriber anniversary thing. Because it was a game my brother bought before he died. So, I played it for like 10 to 20 minutes. But I'm not a Zelda fan. I never have been a fan of the Zelda series. Which would be sucky because most people love Zelda games. If you're a Nintendo fan, you must love Zelda. But I do not really care for that IP or series. I'm not gonna knock on people who love Zelda like I used to 10 years ago, where I used to go around saying that Zelda sucks and Zelda's awful to piss people off. Because that's what I used to do. And I think this is what this guy is doing, well, people on 4chan are doing with Tears of the Kingdom. They're doing this on purpose to make people angry and make people upset. Okay? Because a lot of people love Tears of the Kingdom. A lot of people have been loving that game. Of course, if there's constructive criticism, you should definitely give it. There's any game, no matter how popular it is, or movie how popular it is, deserves constructive criticism. Okay? There's always, nothing is ever going to be perfect. Okay? Nothing's ever going to be perfect. There's always be flaws of everything. Like Pikmin. Every entry in the Pikmin series is amazing. But every entry in the Pikmin series has a flaw. Okay? It's just the nature of things out. Nothing is going to be perfect. Okay? Every Pikmin entry has a flaw. Okay? Or every Kirby entry has flaws. Okay? Every game has a flaw. And it's constructive criticism. Every game, nothing is going to be perfect. There's no game on Metacritic that has 100 out of 100 critic score. The closest game to 100 out of 100 Metacritic score is Ocarina of Time, which is 99. Okay? Which means the game is near perfect. Okay? But there are still some critics who pointed out flaws in the game who do not give the game a perfect score. Okay? And yeah. That's about this video here. So Tears of the Kingdom is definitely not the most disappointing game in the last 20 years. Okay, you don't know what it's like to, with the Chibi Robo IP. Okay, how Nintendo handled that entire IP. Okay, what it's like to be a fan of Paper Mario. Okay, these Zelda fans know nothing. Okay, they know nothing. They don't know what it's like to be a fan of Paper Mario. To be ignored and betrayed by Nintendo because Nintendo wants to simplify Paper Mario for children. Okay, I think Sticker Style is a children's game. I don't think it is. It's not complex. It's super easy. It's of course some of the razor levels are pretty difficult, but it's super easy. It's super simple. The gameplay is simplified. Where you just have to have stickers, enough stickers to beat the enemies. Okay. Say if there are color sprites, you need enough cards to beat the enemies. Okay, Origami King is much more complex in gameplay, which is probably why I like that game far more than Sticker Style, where I actually beat the Origami King game. Okay, and that's it about this video here. Goodbye.